Please stop.
Hi guys, this is Martin at CBR and thanks for joining me as I take a look at the new Netflix thriller which is due to hit screens on April 4th and stars Andrew Scott as Ripley. This new adaptation of the Patricia Highsmith novels comes courtesy of Oscar-winning screenwriter Steven Zaillian. He has been involved with Schindler's List. He was alongside Fincher when it came to The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. He was in there with Denzel when it came to American Gangster, and now we come to 60s Italy, con man, trickster, huckster that is Tom Ripley. So let's take a deep dive into that and find out exactly what it is about this new adaptation which is going to get everybody talking.
Tom is one of those people who takes advantage of people.
For audiences who are unfamiliar with Patricia Highsmith, let me catch you up. This is a best-selling author who has had 22 adaptations of her work so far put on screen. Tom Ripley has been played by a multitude of actors, including John Malkovich, Dennis Hopper, Alain Delon, and most notably for the people in recent past, it would be Matt Damon in The Talented Mr. Ripley, which also featured Jude Law and Gwyneth Paltrow and was directed by Oscar-winning writer-director Anthony Minghella, Oscar-winning for The English Patient, obviously. So what we get with this interpretation of Ripley is a real return to the classic black and white film noir, which the character and the story itself evokes. Andrew Scott is he's evasive, he's ambiguous, he is a sort of, as I said in the opening, he is a confidence trickster, he is a con man, he wraps himself in the persona of the people that he connects himself with, and through happenstance he finds himself involved in trying to track down and convince Dickie, played by Johnny Flynn, to come back home to America where his mother and his father are waiting. So what this means is you get a lot of exotic locations, you get a lot of sun-kissed beaches. Italy has never looked so good, but it's clean, it's crisp, and it's in black and white. Robert Elswit, who is the Oscar-winning cinematographer here and has worked extensively with Paul Thomas Anderson, really brings this world to life. Steven Zaillian has created a concise and clipped and clever and clear piece of script writing. And Andrew Scott, Johnny Flynn, and the, shall we say, prizing Dakota Fanning really come through as an epic ensemble in this sort of three-way sort of thriller, I guess you could say. So let's dive into exactly what else it is about this, the Ripley adaptation from Netflix in 2024, which is going to get people to dive in. So the thing that comes through, as I said, is that Johnny Flynn as Dickie Greenleaf and Dakota Fanning as Marge Sherwood, his girlfriend, really brings something special to this Ripley adaptation. Andrew Scott is obviously, he is there and he is the centerpiece. His performance is masterful. There's nuance, there's layers. He is comedic, but it's such a rich interpretation of the character. It is unlike anything else that has been done before, and Steven Zaillian clearly has he has a very clear idea in terms of the vision he wants to project. This does feel very much like Orson Welles sort of Carol Reed, The Third Man. You've got elements of that in there. This is also The Lady from Shanghai. There is a real invention in the way that the camera work and the angles are all drawn together to make ultimately a very idyllic Italy look quite suspect, look quite suspicious, make it sort of like deep and dank and sort of dangerous, and those moments of violence which sort of shape and mould this story and really bring Ripley to life and reveal the inner demons which he is chasing, or this avarice he has for this perceived image of wealth which he sort of pursues, that all comes through in such a delicate way throughout this Ripley adaptation. This is real top tier, top drawer Netflix stuff, and there's clearly a tremendous amount of creative freedom which has been afforded Zaillian in terms of what he wanted to do. It is stretched across 8 episodes, and by which I don't mean stretched as in stretched thin. It is a very rich and evocative thriller, which is very reminiscent of the 30s film noir. Although granted, The Lady from Shanghai and The Third Man were around the 50s, I believe. Don't quote me on that. So it is that we've come to the end of my review for Ripley, which is out on Netflix on April 4th. I'm Martin, this is CBR. Go check it out, because you know this is going to be an epic show. Until next time.